Oh well, it wasn't to be. We gave it a good go, but we just couldn't overcome them. We played really, really well. And of course, I'm not talking about DC United career mode right here. I'm talking about Grimsby Town against Notts Forest. We lost 3-0, but we put up a good show. We hit the post. Oh, it was just inches away, even though it was 3 goals. We gave it such a good shot. As today we're going to try and give the playoffs that good shot. As welcome back, people, to episode number 8 of season number 2 of the DC United career mode. You won't think it. You might have talked about Grimsby Town at the start of these videos, but of course we've got this big cup game out of the way. Back into league action, as today we're in conference action. Of course, if you haven't seen the previous episode, please do go ahead and watch that one before watching this one so you know what's going on. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Notification bell, all that good stuff is in the description down below that you can get in on with before this video gets into action. But of course, spoilers last episode if you haven't seen it. We have 5 games left today. We occupy, we'll go to this side because it's easier to see, we occupy top spot by potentially 3 points if New York City do get, in fact, their victory that they are after, as we have Columbus Crew to start us off with, who are 3rd, not an easy game. Cincinnati are in the playoffs, but we might have to simulate that one. Orlando have dropped off a lot this season, but they are a very difficult team to break down. Nashville, we did hammer, but only beat 2-1. Of course, lost the game, you can see right there before that, to Atlanta, quite heavily away from home. As then we have Inter Miami to finish us off with, and I don't know where they are in the division. Let's have a look. They are just outside. Orlando are in, Cincinnati are in there, Columbus Crew. We might just have to play the three playoff games. In fact, Toronto, bottom of the table. Bernadeschi, Insigne, that's a shock for them. Before we do get into the full swing of things right here, I do want to ask the question. At the moment, I'm up for a last season of this career mode, doing a season 3. But it is down to you guys. Do you want more varied content before the game out? The FIFA 23, of course. Before FIFA 23 comes out, get my words right. Can do a couple more videos leading up to that, or we can do a 3rd and final season, then move on to a couple less different videos, but of course some different videos at that, as we'll leave that up to the comments to decide. Of course, you guys, as Jackson Hopkins has an offer here from Oxford, a player I don't see myself really using, so I am going to accept that one. Of course, we've got a better loan player out at the moment who can come back if we do that 3rd and final season, which of course is Jason Tremblay. As New York, whoever was 2nd, had 60 or 52 points. So there's a 4-point gap at the moment. I am going to put a youth player on this bench as well right here. I'm going to go with Coleman over Perez. He's yet to sign a new contract, which I might get to at the end of this episode, because we are going to get all the league stuff done, the contracts hopefully, then leave it up to the final playoff places to see how we do with them. As the team to start us off with is Ethan Horvath in goal, Chandler, Jones, Birnbaum and Matarrita, with we've got Ravel Morrison and Williamson in the middle of the park, Areola on the right, Fundas and Roberta on the left, with of course Zardes, the main man, still up front in this team, as we're going to see how we do. Columbus Crew drew 0-0 last time, let's get the win this time. And Columbus Crew, what they bring into us: Room, very good goalkeeper, Moreira, Mensah and Mbaba, with Deadneck and Meluso making up the back 5, Nagbe the captain, Arthur and Berry with Yaboa and Zelarayan. It is a team never to be underestimated, a very, very good one. As here is Timmy Chandler to get the ball rolling, straight into Williamson. We'll try and just ping this straight out wide into Matarrita. Tried to cut away from Nagbe, but he did eventually get the tackling. As here is Taxi Fundas. Zardes in front, Taxi still with it at his feet. Of course, he can make things happen, but he opts for Areola, who's had a really good episode last time out. Header is only as far as Fundas, into Zardes, who let fly. Here is Takarias Fundas with the ball forward. I think that's how it's pronounced. As he lets Zardes fly a little bit here against his former club, of course. Holding it back, finds the man making the run, and that is what Room is capable of. He is actually an extraordinarily good goalkeeper. As that's a brilliant save. Areola to whip it in, looking for Birnbaum, the captain. No one in the pocket is actually what I would say the biggest issue is with our team. Just finding someone to get in that gap as the pass forward into a great one. And that is definitely not a good tackle. Gotta go into the book right there as we've got the free kick. Kutcho isn't playing for them as well, which I've just processed. He did pick up a nasty injury against us last time. Maybe that's how he's still out. As it's a ball down the wing here for Nigel Robertha to try and whip in. But again, too close to room. Not a well whipped in ball as Yeboah trying to run round us a little bit here. Tried to pass it back. Zelarayan now onto Nagbe. As they're going to try and run us a little bit. Yeboah into Phil Jones, who receives it to come forward. Taxi Funtas. He's going to cut inside. Zardes tries to cut away a little bit. And he's actually going to give it out wide into Nigel Robertha. Got runners through the middle, but still holds the ball himself. And he's hit the deck, and it's hit him with a weird pass from Matarita. Why are you passing to a man on the floor? I will never know. As it's into Nagbe. Round the corner. Birnbaum's going to try and catch up. He eventually gets there a little bit. It's Zelarayan. It's Nagbe. It's a decent save. We'll need to get it away fully, however, as Zelarayan. Miguel. Come on, just stand them up. That's a ball into Birnbaum, who can just knock it away rather easily. And Williamson to run it forward. Men to the left, men to the right. Ops for, can't even speak. Ops for Taxi, of course, as Areola now into Taxi again. Zardes with a little bit of a gap. Couldn't control it. And I really hope it isn't going to be one of them 1-1 draws again, as Robertha now on the ball, steaming forward up the field. Tackle tried to fly in on him. Trying to try and whip it in. I'm pretty sure that took a deflection off an arm, but nothing given. As at half-time, a stalemate like last time. 0-0. In this second half, they're trying to start brightly as a shot in on Horvath's net. And he's given a penalty against Birnbaum. I don't know what to think about that. A penalty immediately for the away side, and it must have took a deflection off the captain as he tried to block it. Okay. Not a brilliant start to this second half, as they now have the chance to go 1-0 up in this big game, first against third. But Ethan Horvath, after his disappointing start to the DC career, has saved a huge penalty right there, going bottom right. Two-handed punch away. Absolutely brilliant. As now we've got to defend this corner, of course. Need to try and chase the man forward at the near post. Zelarayan into Maluso. Zelarayan tries to run round us. As Ravel Morrison to punch it forward into Robertha. Nigel to get forward. He's got the men inside of him, and Taxi's there as we need to try and cut inside as well. Cuts inside completely. Straight onto Zardes. Williamson's in front of him. Zardes on the counter. Off the crossbar. Taxi with a dodgy touch. That was a chance as Robertha winning the header. Straight into Taxi Funtas. As he's going to cut back himself into Williamson, who's going to go for a curler from range. And that one's off the post. Oh my days, what a screamer that would have been. Trying not to get too excited because, of course, didn't go in. As I think that's Ravel Morrison staying down in the middle of the field. Horrific injury, if so. As it's Yeboah into Nagbe. Ran past him a little bit there. Moreira tries to cut it back. Nagbe's there first. Horvath with the slap away. This game's definitely getting lively. Both teams wanting all the points. Very lively game as Phil Jones with the pass straight into Areola to try and run forward. Zardes, you can see, is trying to approach over the top as Miguel loses out on it. Maluso into Arta. Now into Maluso again. Come on, just keep going. Nyman easily receives that one. Taxi Funtas, a little bit of a gap to go into there. And we do get it into Nigel Robertha. Dink over the top. Taxi again. Room punches away. And catches second time round. I am, for the last 6 minutes, going to give Pierre Bell his chance in DC colours as he's nicked the ball straight away. He's a very decent technical player once he comes on. And he's not afraid of a tackle. As Zardes, with his back to his man right there, puts it out wide into Areola with an in-swinger looking for Williamson, who I definitely did think was offside. We'll get Danny Welbeck on, even though he's on the wing. Just push the attacking players on, as a big win here would definitely guarantee us playoffs. I think a point does already, to be fair. Maybe not mathematically, but it should do. But still, we do want to finish in this top position, and it's a big step forward towards it if we win. If we don't, that's dodgy. As an easy save down low for Horvath. We'll whack it forward, not long to go. Straight over the top, no one running through. As another 0-0 draw with Columbus Crew. Went for the rhyme. Worked a little bit. Unfortunately, the tactics didn't work completely. 0-0. As it doesn't look a good injury for Ravel Morrison. Up to 2 months with a dislocated shoulder. Brad Smith complained about his contract. To be honest, contract renewing. It isn't top of my things, which to be fair, I might not do this episode. I might do it next episode, because then of course we can see if there will be a third and final season. We can see if we need to sign the players up. But Brad Smith, I'll do it. Actually, no, he's submitted a transfer request, so we won't do it for Brad Smith. Maybe we'll go for Green, who hasn't played a game this season, but of course is younger, but then again, significantly less rated. If he wants to move away from the club, that's completely his choices. We're still waiting on Vera, Morrison, and Christian Benteke, who came to the club and was the biggest anticlimax since, I don't know, Darwin Núñez. That's going to really annoy a lot of fans out there. I don't really mean that. I don't really mean that. As Pierre Bell wants to step in for Morrison. Don't worry, I'll come to the right decision. I don't know if I will start him because, of course, he's an attacking player. As Cincinnati are in these playoffs and Moses Nyman is fully fit. So I think I am going to go with this youngster over Pierre Bell, who's, excuse me, actually older. Bell is actually 16 and Nyman is 18. So yeah, Nyman's got 2 years on him, but not that much more experienced. Same team apart from that change. As we are going to play this one. Are we guaranteed the playoffs? 57 points, 38, 19 points is that? Or is it, have I got that right? I think it is, 19 points. We are guaranteed the playoffs. Very nice indeed, but we're going to keep on going. And Cincinnati's team, the host, Celentano, Powell, Hagland, Cameron, Blackett, Murphy, Kubo, Medjunjanin, Acosta, Vasquez and Brenner. Vasquez with a ball looking round Phil Jones into Brenner. And Horvath decided to palm that away. Okay, Cincinnati starting with a little break right there. I don't think it was too much. Their fans not getting ahead of themselves. Not really excited by that as we'll get it over the top. Try and excite our travelling fans right here as we'll try and whip this in. Areola, it's gone over his head into Roberto, who didn't catch that right. Chance either end. If you didn't see the in-screen menus, Brenner for Cincinnati is top scorer in this league as good job he was caught offside right there. Very quick and tricky player to mark. We have got the better of Cincinnati, I think, twice in this save. I definitely know the first time we beat them 2-1. We've got to still be careful. That is this season. I know they've beaten us in previous seasons. There's a pass into Williamson. Taxi Fundas now into Nyman. Round the side into Williamson, lining up a shot. Thought it might have been handled, but no. Into Roberta, cuts inside for the curler. And it's a corner, so we have got this chance. We'll go a little bit back post. Areola, we've got a man in there leaping up. It's come off us. Our hand. Free kick. Unlucky as we've won a header. Roberta. Need to just switch that straight out of the way. Areola waiting for that man around him, which he does eventually get on the overlap. Timmy Chandler straight into Blackett, so we'll get a throw in anyway. Timmy's got to look for a correct one. There we go. Straight into Williamson, who makes that little run. Into Taxi. Path here of Nyman, who tried his luck. Brenner. Ball straight through the middle. Vasquez. Backwards into Brenner and Kubo. Round the side. Powell. Easily squeezed past us. And it's going to be a corner for Cincinnati. Very even game. We've had chances. They're getting a lot right here. And a corner ball for them. It's gone straight into Brenner, who taps it to Kubo. And Roberta's in the way, but he can never control the ball fully. As it's into Jones. At least we've managed to pass it out a little bit. Zardes to get on his bike. He's got a man in front of him. Eventually does release that, but not very well. Not very well indeed. As Acosta out wide. Into Murphy. Into Brenner. Just past that into Medjunjanin. A tackle on the edge of the box. Please don't blow up, referee. We'll keep on playing. Powell has this out wide. Tries to get round us. That's not a very friendly tackle. And Matarita goes straight into the book. Almost half-time. Again, might have to see it out as 0-0. That's not good to try and finish top of the league, however. Or the conference. We need to start winning games a bit more comfortably. Or New York's behind us. As Taxi Fundas through the gap. Zardes in front of him. Completely the wrong pass. And they might get a chance here before the half-time whistle again. Vasquez. Brenner. Birnbaum in the way. Williamson to pass it out. Straight into Areola. Round the side. Into Zardes. We've got that man going through the middle, and we do find Taxi, and he's got a man with him, tries to pass it off, and does get it off. Brilliant save. Williamson with the volley, and he's flashed it wide. Big chance gone, but what a save from the goalkeeper. 0-0 again at the break. Definitely need a better second half, as Williamson straight into Nyman, through that gap onto Roberta. Doesn't really know where to go himself, so we'll pass it back into Nyman. Around the side, we need to try and be a bit better in the second half. That's definitely a yellow. Chipped over the top to Areola, though, and the keeper with another good save with his foot. Not a great shot. We seriously need a goal. We do, as Williamson to run forward and put it down that wing. Looking into the path here. Tyler Blackett, pressure on his back. As Gadis to pass it straight into Medujanin. That's Acosta now. Kubo. Through onto Vasquez as it's over the top. That's a brilliant ball into Gadis. And Medujanin, he's going to put it over the top again. Need to get there. Phil Jones does. It's going to go out of play, however. Or will it? No, it won't. Brilliantly kept in from there. Replacement left back for Matarita. Acosta now into Nyman. It falls to Kubo. And it's through bodies for 1-0 Cincinnati. It is a brilliant goal from the midfielder. We find ourselves 1-0 down when we need to try and win this title. We are not doing so. It's a terrible one to concede. It is literally just through the bodies. No good marking up. Nyman with the dodgy touch. And fizzed in that side netting. Brilliant hit. A fantastic strike as Ariola puts it through that gap onto Williamson. Taxi Fundas around the side into Zardes. Passing it back. That's a dodgy tackle. As it's back into Williamson, who tries to repeat what Kubo did. It was very close as it's a penalty. The players decided to just handle it in the box and it didn't need to, did Powell? We have been gifted a penalty kick right here. It's time to get Danny Welbeck on. I am not going to do that just yet. Defender looked distraught after he did it. As I just hiccuped right there. Don't want to put myself off. He usually goes to the bottom left. And I tried to change it with Taxi. And the goalkeeper has saved it. The goalkeeper saved it. Their fans staying calm. No celebrations after missing that one. As Ariola to whip it in. Looking for Birnbaum and Chandler. No one there. It's a shame that we've started conceding at this point in the season. As Bachi goes to put that over the top. Matarita easily reading that one, however. Straight onto Taxi Fundas and Zardes into the path of Roberta here to get storming down. He's going to cut inside. Give it back to Zardes. Good first touch. But Celentano's kept them in it. He really, really has. Chucking Welbeck on that wing again. We need the striking options as Adiola. That's close to the keeper. Also close to Welbeck. Keeper stayed at home. Williamson does win that. Into the path of Timmy Chandler off his chest. And a good save. We're going to get Pierre Bell on for Taxi. Making all the changes we can as Adiola looking for Chandler again to the keeper. Really needed to be better as Birnbaum. What a tackle up the field. Can the centre-back cross? He can. Looking for Zardes. And another penalty is forced. Can you believe it? The captain this time out. We are being gifted chances. It's Hageland, I think it is. As it's telling us to put Coleman on. Not in a game of this importance. If we miss this, it is a huge miss. It's give it to Pierre Bell. No, it's got to be Zardes. As I'm going to go the same way. But I'm going to try and go for the top corner. Now Taxi is off the field. This needs to go in. The keeper saved it again. The keeper has managed to keep it out of the net. Again. Which is shocking. Wayne Rooney giving out his tactics. Going to have to whip this in. Ariola looking for Danny Welbeck. Zardes flying in. It's last chance really for us. It's away. Moses Nyman's a small player, but he does win that header. Back out to Danny Welbeck. Zardes can't pass. Cincinnati are literally putting everything into this game. As Danny Welbeck through that middle onto Zardes. Zardes with a run in front of him. We're going to wait for Matarita. It's gone through to Bell, who does in fact get there, however. Pierre Bell tries to cut inside, dips one in. We needed to be close to Zardes. We really, really did, as I think that's going to be the end. Acosta running forward, and we've been beaten in Cincinnati's backyard. 1-0 when we're at top of the league at this point in the season. 2 simulations still to go today. That is really not the result we needed. Dominated the game as well. 2 points is all the gap is now. 2 points, as Pierre Bell saying. Thank you for the game time. Won't always go our way, but that really did need to. Hopkins will go to Oxford next season. And Orlando is the next game away from home. Not too long after that last one. No win today so far. Really, really risky business simulating this one. But I might actually go for it, you know. I know the position they're in the table. I know. But I think I do have to. Heinz EK for Phil Jones as well. I gambled all out against Cincinnati, but it didn't work. We are in the playoffs. Can we get the win against Orlando in the simulation? We do! Areola with a brace. Now that is huge. I just feel like leaving the simulations to last is a risk, as New York will stay behind us and DC United are on top by 5 points. If they fail to win the game in hand, we, well, are almost guaranteed the league, or the conference should I say, as they do win it however. Telling us to put Birnbaum as captain. Nashville, focus on your football Brad Smith, you are leaving the club, as Nashville's going to be a tricky one. I might take Zardes out for Danny Welbeck, you know. I might make that change. Phil Jones still on the bench. I do want to go full strength against, of course, Inter Miami. So let's see if we can win this one. Nashville, we've played well against these in the past. They've got a fit team. We've got a tired one. A 2-2 draw, which does leave it in our hands playing Inter Miami. Areola, Ake Loba, Maya with an injury, Sapong and Phil Jones off the bench to rescue us. Ake Loba missed a penalty, but it all goes down to final day. Very, very nervy. As you can see, they in fact lost. They lost. They've got to win by 8-0. They have to win by 8-0. That puts my mind at risk a little bit. To be fair, I wouldn't have minded a troublesome final day. Put the pressure on the boys, see if they perform, but if it's going to go down to the final day this way, I don't mind it at all. We're going to get a fully fit team once, of course, players have got their rest, especially Phil Jones. Players returning from injury as well, which is nice to see. Brad Smith called up by Australia after he's announced he'll be leaving the club. Youth report. It's Christian Benteke, not Vera, who I thought it would be. Benteke, but still, it's a good one to have back. A player here for next season. I don't think I'll slip him on the bench straight away, or I might actually do that. Yeah, I will slip him on the bench, because then, of course, he can maybe feature in the playoffs if he does get off that bench, as Phil Jones is in here. Still a bit tired. Williamson the same, but it is the team that started most games. Of course, Ravel Morrison unable to, because of the injury. Just got to get a point to win the league. I mean, we've just got to avoid getting beat 8-0, really, to win this conference. 9th place into Miami, who, to be fair, will be chasing the playoffs still. Is it possible for themselves? It isn't. Okay, they're not chasing the playoffs. They can't get in it. They're chasing 8th spot, which Philadelphia are in, who were the previous year's winners, which is amazing to me that they're actually doing that bad. But here they go. They've got a fully fit team into Miami away. And the team were against Marsman, Lowe, Yedlin, Quinteros, Jones, Gimotta, Lowe, Lastite, Pozzello, Pellegrini, and Campagna. Good lineup for the Pinks this game in the pink kits of David Beckham's men. And of course, Phil Neville's. It's Phil Neville against Wayne Rooney right here as Pellegrini running down this wing. We'll just stand him up. This is forced backwards into Jones. All the way back into DeAndre Yedlin. And it's actually snowing on the final day right here. Very interesting. In Miami, are you sure about that? I mean, I'm not an expert on my American states, but I'm pretty sure Miami's the very hot one with the beaches. But still, I'll go with it as Williamson on the ball right here in towards Timmy Chandler, who goes out wide into Areola. Of course, got them 2 important goals against Orlando as he's through the gap into Zardes. Tries to hold it up, but can't get his pass off. And Pozzello into Lastite right here. And Pozzello from range. Oh my days! What a scare that was. Ethan Horvath with a brilliant save onto his own crossbar, but still, brilliant hit from Pozzello. You know he's got the quality as the Mexican attacking midfielder. As Areola on the ball right here to try and get us away a little bit. Caught in possession, however. Straight onto Pozzuelo again. Goes to look out wide, overcooked. Shame he can't pass the way he shoots, as it's straight into Moses Nyman. Switch that across, the lucky number 27. As Timmy Chandler with a touchdown. Not a literal touchdown, we're playing soccer, not football. As Zardes out wide into Areola. Back into Zardes, needs to get that run around. Areola, here we go. Away. Tries to put it into the middle. Looking for it as Nyman with an interception. Chandler now into Zardes. Look at that run through the middle from Taxi. He still needs to be a bit sharper today compared to, of course, previous episodes where he's literally not put a foot wrong. As he's trying to run in behind here. Jones is in the way. Not a great clearance. Roberto with the head down. Goes to the acrobatics again. Imagine 2 bicycle kicks in 2 episodes. That would have been phenomenal. But Lastite to try and bring this away. We're on his shoulder. Knocked him out wide. Unlucky from us as Williamson to latch onto this one forward. Straight onto Taxi Fundas. Who's got good footwork right there to get it round the corner into Roberta. Nigel Roberta running through. Dips it in. Zardes very close to him. Left him no room to control. Very unlucky as Low passes it backwards into Lassite. Now onto Low again. Trying to get around us. Matarita with the tackle. Williamson forward straight into Zardes. Zardes to hold this up. Waits for Robertha at the side of him, who does eventually get it. And can he actually keep control of this ball? He actually can. And he can put a decent ball out on the wing to Areola. Taxi trying to run him behind straight away. Not a bad ball, you know. As Low, I thought he might have handled it, but no, clears. Still, we've grown into this game very well, and we're limiting them to no chances, but we need some chances for ourselves as Robertha in the middle towards Zardes. What a save from Marsman. What a save from that goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's amazing against us today. 3 of them as we've whipped that ball in. Room was fantastic. Of course, clean sheet for him. Celentanos, fantastic. And hopefully Marsman only in the first half here as it's approaching half time. Unless we can get the ball and another chance, but it looks like they might get a chance before the break. It's out wide to Pellegrini. Ran past him centrally into a Lower who's got past us but past the ball. Into Pellegrini again. Looks for it. He's skipped around us. Birnbaum with a strong challenge. Straight into Areola as the final whistle goes. 0-0 once more. And I'm starting to think I've got Pozzello wrong. It's not the Mexican cam. Is that like Mena or Fabian? Fabian might be the cam, but I've completely confused him for. Pozzello is the Spaniard, I'm pretty sure. Like a little Bojan kind of player as Robertha down that wing. That's a good ball. Matarita to dip it over. Looking, of course, for Zardes. And a Yoa over the top right here. In towards Campagna, who controls very well. Tries to get that back heel on us. Phil Jones tried to get the clearance. Into Pozzello. And you know what? I mean, we have to lose 8-0 to be fair, but we don't want to be losing this final game. 1-0 down from that man I got confused with. And that is just our luck. Caught in possession, Phil Jones. One pass from Elioa, the captain. Beating Horvath at the near post. Want to try and go into these playoffs with a little bit of form, lads. Come on. As it's straight into Williamson right here. To run it forward. The option at the side of us is available. It's Areola. We've got Zardes in the middle. That is a brilliant ball. And in fact, we did win it. Taxi. And a brilliant save. I'm going to put Pierre Bell on quite early this game for Taxi. Save him for the playoffs. And of course, give the youngster a chance as Zardes heads in the cross. Right. Maybe we do get a bit of form. Finally a goal for ourselves today. And it is Zardes with it. Brilliant run just in front of everyone right there at the near post. Beats the defender to it. Nips in. Bottom bin. And Quinteros round the side into Jean Mota. Onto Rodriguez right here. Pozzello trying and catch this guy on the wing. Low. As Low trying to get hold of the ball. He's cut away a little bit. Rodriguez into Ayoa. And Chandler thought he'd handled it. Getting very lucky not to in this game as Zardes to run forward right here. Need the pass off to the side of us. We still just only got there. Pierre Bell into Robertha. Got the gap of Zardes in front of us who can get there. Good save. As that's a ball for us to win right there. Williamson into Pierre Bell. Zardes chips it out wide to Nigel Robertha. Approaching added time. Pierre Bell. Areola looking for that run through the gap. Too close to Marsman. That's the pass from Bell, however, not a good throw-in. And Nigel Robertha not keeping it, however, we've got it back again. Just play it inside. It's an easy pass as we draw our final game of the season. 1 apiece. To be fair, it's 1 defeat today, but still 1 win as well, you could say. 3 draws. But that draw does see us finishing top of our conference. As there we are, to be decided. We're in the conference semi-final straight away. As Brett Tremblay is one of our scouts, and in fact we've got a player in our academy out on loan called Tremblay. Maybe the scout is actually related to the player, and he's just picked his son up, who's a really good player, which is actually quite a funny thing if you ask me. As yeah, we'll play, which I think will be 2 playoff games, or maybe 2 legs of a playoff game. Then we'll go through the squad report, but look at that. Nicholas Tremblay, what a player he's turning out to be. So of course we've got the full squad looking right there, pretty decent. Of course, contracts to do. Next episode I'm going to leave them for, as we've got some signed up for ages. Chifal out on loan, Vera, Matarita, the loyal boys right there. So we're going to leave it, of course, till next episode though. As thank you guys for watching this one right here. Do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe with the notification bell on as well down below. Almost couldn't speak right there, as we've hit 7.11 thousand subscribers, should I say, which is phenomenal. Thank you guys very much. Follow the links in the description down below if you want to follow up to more Grimsby news, if you want to know it, on the Instagram, the Twitter as well. That's mostly Grimsby, but you're free to follow those ones, which will be telling you guys a lot about FIFA 23 and everything on the build-up, the TikTok, everything. As I will see you guys in the next episode on this channel. Take care, in a bit, and peace.